Okay, apparently I need to do some more practicing. This is what I've been doing for the last few days, is trying to learn how to play this banjo thing. Hi everybody, welcome back to Physics of the Universe. Glad to have you guys here. I'm not going to ask you guys to put your phone away, but still love you. This is a special message to let you guys know I'm still thinking of you guys. And I am going to actually add some content here to Canvas here soon. I've been thinking about it a lot over the last week. We've had a lot of time to think over the last week. So what did I decide to do? So many different ways. There's so many things I wanted to do when I was in the classroom. But there were so many things that we're not going to be able to get to this year. And one thing that I was pretty sure we're not going to be able to get to this year is talking about the climate and climate change. And I thought, well, geez, if we're not going to be able to get to that this year, I could at least, at the very least, put this on Canvas and let you guys know exactly what you need to know about it, because it is important. It's something that drives the world. So forgive me while I am still just kind of learning what's going on here. I've got this new software program that's supposed to tell me how to well, do PowerPoint and stuff like that. So I'm kind of messing around with things. Yeah, there you go. That's a good place to put me. What you see in the background is a PowerPoint that I'm just kind of getting started. You can see that's for Unit 19. Basically, really what it's about, remember I told you this unit was all about energy. And particularly the different types of energy. We've pretty much talked about mechanical energy up to now when we started talking about Rube Goldberg machines, and still have no idea where we're going to be going with that when and if we ever get back. But I do want it to attack one of the other different forms of energy, which is thermal energy. And that's what's really important here with the Earth. It's one of those things that's it's really, really important that we have thermal energy on the Earth. It's really important that we get energy from the sun and turn it into heat. Without heat, we're just a great big old snowball. We're just really not much better than Pluto. Not a great place to live on. We need heat. The problem is, we live in this Goldilocks zone where it's just, you can't have too much and you can't have too little, and you certainly can't change too much. So over the next week or so, we're going to be going over how thermal energy affects global climate change here on the Earth. And let's see if I do this right. I'm going to transition the slide. Here we go. This is going to be some of the expectations that we're going to be talking about with this unit. Let's see, my video's in the way there. With this unit, basically this one is mostly about climate change. You can see I've got the different units, the standards right there, the HSESS 3-1. I did not give you exactly what those were as written by the state guidelines. Basically what I did was rewrote them as to explain how it affects what's going on in our class. So where you see HS-ESS-3.1 climate change, basically we're looking at creating an explanation based on the evidence of ability of natural resources occurring in natural hazards and climate change and how that influences human activity, which is really kind of odd right now because what we're going through right now is nothing really that I can relate to global climate change. However, it's having an effect on global climate change because of this stay-at-home attitude, particularly in places like China. We've already started seeing changes in the climate due to lack of pollution. Well, so by telling humans to stay at home and not go out and work seems to be good for the environment. But that's another conversation for another time. HS-ESS 3-4, climate change, reduce the impact of human activities on the natural system. So we're going to be talking about what it is we need to do so we're not adversely affecting global climate change. HS-ESS 3-3 refers to how we manage the resources so that we remain sustainable. We still have, as a human race, we have to stay here and learn how to balance that with global climate change. And HSES ETS 1-1, global climate change, basically talks about what is it that the society needs from the Earth. That's not actually everything. That's only the ones that have to do with global climate change. The other bigger part of this, the one that really affects this class, is looking at really how energy is affecting climate. So the other part that we'll be assessing with this climate change unit is looking at the electromagnetic spectrum. The electromagnetic spectrum is a relationship of all the different types of energy. Once again, we'll be looking at, for the sake of this, looking mostly at visible energy and thermal energy. What happens at that electromagnetic radiation that's absorbed by matter. And I'm really kicking myself in the rear end for not getting on this last week, because last week was so beautiful. And we had sunshine out, and I really wanted to go out and show people how different surfaces absorb light in different ways, and they produce heat in different ways. Unfortunately, I had to deal with some little problems. For example, my youngest son kind of sort of ran his Mustang into a semi-truck, so I fell a little bit behind. He's okay. The Mustang, well, it's okay now. And finally, and this is probably the most important part of this unit, is being able to explain how energy is conserved in this system. Where is energy being taken in? How is energy being given off? What's it being changed from one form to the next? And how that inflow and outflow affects what's going on. So that's what we're going to be going this next week. Starting tomorrow, I am going to continue this little podcast thing, I guess if that's what you're going to call it. Oops. And there we go. There goes the slideshow. And boy, I'm just messing everything up now. I'm learning. Yeah, that's my wife threatening me at Custard's last stand. Funny little wallpaper. Anyhow, that's what we're going to be doing over the next week. So we're going to start. I do have to start off. We have to start talking about, and this is one of my favorite things to talk about, and I really miss teaching this back when I taught earth science, is talking about what is the difference between climate and weather. Right now we're having weather. Today's been kind of interesting, kind of heavy rain, even some hail. I heard there might have been some lightning strikes here and there. How is that different from climate? I really, it just chaps my hide when I hear somebody say, oh man, it's cold out there, it's snowing. So much for global climate change. Well, yeah, it's cold and snowing in New York, but in Australia they had record heat. That's climate. Weather is something that happens at that moment. Wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm a little bit ahead of myself, so we will get into that. I hope to have this done to you guys for tomorrow, which will be, I don't even know what day it is. What day is it right now? I'm running behind in the road. It's Tuesday, so I'm hoping that Wednesday I'll have weather and climate, and we'll talk about why we have weather, what a front is, how weather's affected around the globe, why we have seasons. We've already kind of talked about that. So with that all said, you guys just hang tight, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon. This will be on campus, and it'll be on YouTube. So y'all take care. Love you.